Right, so we did it again. I just monetized a brand new YouTube channel in literally 15 days, as you can see right in front of us here. And then it actually went ahead and made $182 day just shortly after that, which is super cool. So in this video, I'll show you guys exactly how you can do that too. Now, for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Steffen, currently 23 years old, run multiple Faceless YouTube channels, and I've also helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped to scale up to $31,000 in one single month. Then here completely blew up this channel. Here this student made $24,000 in one single month. Here different one, $12,000 in one single month. Here one, $3,000 or $4,000 almost in a single month. Here one, hitting the first $1,000. Here one, $25,000 in a single week, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, if you're interested in getting the exact same results as all of these people did, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me, and I'll have a look how I can do the exact same with you. Now, I will be on the call myself, so you will be speaking to me, all right? So we can actually make sure that we can succeed together. Now, that being said, guys, if you have any questions, shoot them into the comments. I will answer every single question under this video, all right? So shoot them into the comments. Now, let's get into the video. So the first thing we need if we want to, scale up a YouTube channel is we want to get our channel ready. Now, something you guys need to know is that shadow bans are real, right? There are shadow bans on YouTube. Some accounts do not, just aren't getting pushed. And that is because of the trust score. Now, what is a trust score? Trust score is basically how much does the platform actually trust your Faceless or your YouTube account, all right? So if the platform does not trust your account, then your trust score is obviously going to be low and you will be shadow banned. If it does trust your account, you're going to get pushed, all right? Now, there are a few different accounts, and we'll get back to this in a second. There are 4 different kind of YouTube accounts. So they are brand new accounts, right? Then they are aged accounts, pre-monetized accounts, and personal accounts. From all of these accounts, personal accounts will always be the best accounts you can start with. And we always try to start with personal accounts with our students. And also for myself, I always try to have like some kind of personal accounts, which I constantly watch YouTube in, to start my own channels with that. Now, personal accounts are the best accounts because YouTube knows already, hey, there's a human behind the account. How do these accounts actually look like? Personal accounts are accounts that you use every single day to watch YouTube. Then we have pre-monetized accounts. These are accounts I would not recommend except if you go into a trendy channel, like for example, the World Cup that's coming up. That's where you use pre-monetized channels, all right? Then we have aged channels. These are just very old YouTube accounts and brand new YouTube channels that are, basically brand new that you can just go ahead and create. These 3 here are the best ones to go with. This one here is the absolute best one, all right? Now, we want to increase our trust score, and for that, we actually want to warm up our account. You only need to warm up brand new accounts and aged accounts, all right? Now, how do you actually go ahead and warm your account up? You use it as a normal user, all right? Watch 1 to 2 hours of content every single day. Then you subscribe, comment, and like to different kind of YouTube channels, best case in your niche. What is very important is that you do not spam that, all right? You want to use your account as a normal user. Do not spam, subscriptions, comments, and likes. And then do this for one week plus to lower the risk of a low trust score, all right? This does not work 100% of the time, but this can work very, very well. And, I always say, like, if we can stack the odds on our side, why not do that, okay? Then we go into niche research, and there's specific criteria that we always make sure we get right when we are looking for niches. So, number 1, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. Demand and supply is one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation. And this is something that 99% of people don't know, although it is the most important thing. All right. If there is too much supply for the demand, your videos aren't going to get any views. If there is no demand and no supply, or too much supply, your videos aren't going to get any views. So you're looking for a gap between these two. So you're looking for high demand and very low supply. All right. That's what you're looking for. So you're looking that in that specific niche, there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. This is 100% a must, right? There are no channels failing, also 100% must, all right? No channels failing and no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. The niche is not or should not be older than 6 months. I can create better content than my competitors. This can also just be longer content, all right? Then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche. Then is the niche monetizable? Super important. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money in that specific niche. Then you're going to post videos for free. Okay. Then huge bonus if you can actually go ahead and post long videos. Why long videos? Because on long videos, you can place multiple ads and that means your RPM is going to be higher and you're going to make more money. Now, very important. Give yourself enough time to do niche research and do not rush this process. I see, all right, also in the comments, between the people that are succeeding and the people that are failing, there's one big difference. Some of you guys are still rushing the niche research, okay? And if you're rushing it, you're not going to find a good niche. You need to give it a lot of time to find something that is actually really, really good, okay? Now, the next thing is, this does not need to be 100% perfect, this criteria. You're going to struggle to find something that's 100%, okay? If it looks good, go for it. If it kind of, hits this criteria, almost perfect, go for it, okay? Don't wait for the perfect niche. Then, once you have a niche, speed is key, all right? Let me actually quickly show you guys how I would find a niche. So I use something, that's called dummy account, as we see right here. So this is basically a YouTube account that I only use for doing niche research. If we look at this account here, all right, we can see the whole account is just faceless videos. Everything you see on this account, these are all just faceless videos. Everything is faceless on this account, all right? Everything. I can even reload it and open it again. You will again see everything is faceless. Here am I, but everything is faceless, right? Now, how do you set up an account like this? Very simple. You go and you open up a YouTube channel, like for example this one. I'm going to show it to you in incognito very quickly. Then you're going to look up anything you're interested in, like for example the biggest houses, just as an example. But make sure that this is actually faceless content. So you look this up and then you keep your cursor on the video. You can scroll through like this. You need to make sure that the video is faceless, because in the end of the day, we want to optimize our YouTube homepage to only show us faceless channels, all right? So now this video is playing. While this is playing, we can already subscribe to this channel, like this video. You can even write a comment if you want to. Biggest thing is just we want to show YouTube as much as possible. Hey, we like faceless content and we want to see more faceless content, all right? Then what we do now is we just continue doing this. Again, same thing. Subscribe, like, comment, all of these things. And you continue to do this for quite a while. Like I always say, like 15 to 30 minutes should be good enough. Then your YouTube homepage should look quite decent already. So let's just continue doing this. Boom, here another one. And then we can go back to our YouTube homepage. What we see now on our YouTube homepage is a bunch of different faceless channels. So this already looks quite good. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower. Kind of always depends on the account. But here we can see faceless, 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 faceless. Everything is faceless. And what we're specifically looking now on this YouTube homepage for is like I'm just going to go back to mine, is we're going to look for small channels getting a lot of views, like for example here. Now for that, Next Level is super cool. I'll link it in the video description, because let's say, for example, this channel here, all right, Planet Journal, doing very, very well, as we can see right here. With VidIQ, we can immediately see, okay, this channel is getting 280,000 views in the last 7 days. With Next Level now, we can see, okay, is the channel monetized or not? Here we can see it's currently not monetized, which is weird. Now, Next Level can sometimes be wrong when it comes to showing if a channel is monetized or not, all right? But what we can do with Next Level is we can click on similar channels like this. And then we can find a bunch of competitor channels in this exact niche, all right? So I'm just going to let this load up and then I'm going to get you guys back. So now this is loaded up, as we can see right here, all similar channels in this niche. They don't even look too similar, to be honest. But what we can also see, and by the way, just because they don't look too similar doesn't mean that Next Life is bad. Maybe there aren't any niches in this specific niche, which would be, or any other channels, which would be ideal, right? So then what you can also do with Next Life is you can click here on analytics and you can see the RPM of these channels. So let's load up the RPM. While it's loading up, guys, if you need any help with this, choosing your niche, choosing video topics, anything like that, we do all of that together with you if we are working one-on-one together. So if you're interested in that, check out the first link in the video description. Book a call and we'll see if it makes sense to work together. So here for this channel, we can now see it has a $6 RPM. Okay. Then once you find a niche, speed is key. So you need to have a team that can implement quickly. And I mean very quickly. YouTube is player versus player. And the player who's going to play the fastest or play the game the fastest is going to be the player that is going to win at the end of the day. So we always want to make sure if we find a niche that we move into that niche very quickly. We don't want to wait like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get the perfect video. We just want to move and post as fast as just possible. Now, as I said, once we have a niche, and that's exactly what we did with that channel as well, we follow this exact process with every niche we get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never ever work. All right. So firstly, as I've already explained, we do niche research. Then we choose an account. Best case, you have your account ready and set up and warmed up already. So while you're looking at this video, go ahead and start warming up an account already. Okay. Then you need 15 to 10 videos. Like 15 to 10 video, 10 to 15 video topics. These need to be good video topics, all right? You have to understand that on YouTube, there's supply and demand between video topics as well. So we don't want to go ahead and create a video on a topic where hundreds of people have already created their video on. Okay, we want to create a video on a topic where there's demand but not too much supply, because you can have the best niche on YouTube. If your topic sucks, your topic is not going to get any views, or your video. Okay, now once we have that, then we're ready to go for, the content creation. Now for the script, you can use ChatGPT or any kind of AI, completely up to you. All right, that's completely up to you, whatever works best for you. All right, then for the voiceover, we're going to use 11 Labs or any other kind of AI voiceover generation tool. Like, for example, Gen AI Pro is also super good. I'll link it in the video description. Also pretty cheap. Let me just load this up very quickly. So here we can see like $22 for 1 million credits, and the voiceovers are actually pretty good. So we are using Gen AI Pro at this current stage. Then for the editor, we're actually going to use a freelancer. The freelancer we're going to pay $15 to $30 per video. You can also do these videos yourself if you want to. So you do not need to 100% work with a freelancer. You can also create the videos yourself. Then for the thumbnails, we're going to use a freelancer or we're going to do it ourselves. Like if you can actually do thumbnails, then I would recommend you to do the thumbnails yourself. All right. Now keep in mind, if you want to do the thumbnails yourself, your thumbnails have to look pretty similar to your competitor channels, all right? Or to your competitor, videos or thumbnails. Now, what I would highly recommend you guys to do is to create videos 1.5 times longer than your competitor videos. Why do I say that? Very simple. YouTube will always push the video that keeps the viewer on the platform for the longest period of time. Now, if your video is 15 minutes and your competitor video is 10 minutes, you have 5 more minutes to keep the viewer on the platform. All right. And what is very funny, usually viewers watch longer videos for longer. So you have an insane competitive advantage over your competitor, which very simply means that you are very likely to beat him in the average minutes of that viewer, that, how long the viewer spends on your video. Okay. Then your thumbnail and your title should be researched. All right. You are not going to go ahead and just add random thumbnails and titles to your videos. You want to always work with something, that has worked in the past. We are not going to guess. All right. We are not going to reinvent the wheel. We want to work with something that has worked before on YouTube. Okay. Don't stop the guessing game. Just do what has worked. Okay. Then we're going to do the following. We're going to start posting. We're going to post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post. Why are we going to post like this? Very simple, because we want to show YouTube that we aren't bots. We are humans that are actually trying to build a YouTube channel here. So one of two things is going to happen. Either the channel is going to blow up like we see right here. Okay. If this happens, this that we see right here, if the channel is actually getting views, only then are we gonna continue posting on the channel. We are not gonna post more than 15 videos on the channel. If nothing takes off, let's say scenario 2, nothing takes off on the channel, we're not gonna continue to post on this channel. All right. That's the time where we are actually going to go back and try to understand, why is this channel failing? So is it the niche? Is it the video topics, the packaging, the video length, or is it a bad channel? If it is a bad channel, you will see that your videos are not getting any impressions. All right. That's something you will see. Now, in case of a channel failing, in case of a bad channel, you delete these videos from YouTube and you post them on a different channel. Okay. If it's the same thing is happening, it's one of these, like you have a problem with one of these. Okay. Now, in case of the channel actually failing, you just go back to niche research, and trust me, if you do this over and over and over and over and over again, you will learn so much that you will understand YouTube automation, especially if you go ahead and you learn from your mistakes. Okay. Very simple. Okay. So do this over and over and over again until you get a channel that works. Now, if you don't want to do that and you just want to get straight results and you don't want to go through the whole trial and error, then check out the first link in the video description, book a completely free call with me, and we'll have a look how we can scale up your channel together, just like we did with this student here, or even this student here where we did 25K in one single week, or even here from $200 to $400 a day. So even if you are running channels currently, go ahead and book your call and we will see how we can scale you up from there. Now, with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you learned something, and let me know if you have any questions. Shoot them into the comments, and bye.